Everyone, now next you are going to learn how to design a plate girder with intermediate stiffness. In the previous lecture I have mentioned how to design the plate girder without intermediate stiffness. Now there are only few points that need to be considered while designing the plate girder with intermediate stiffness. Now the first procedure is you have to calculate bending moment and shear force due to the given loads, which is similar to that of the plate girder without intermediate stiffness. Now the next step you have done is assume K equals d by Tw. Now when you have considered the plate girder without intermediate stiffness, you have assumed d by Tw value from clause 8.6.1.1a and clause 8.6.1.2a. Here instead of that it will be clause 8.6.1.1b and clause 8.6.1.2b. Now similarly the next point is value of c by d has to be assumed from clause 8.6.1.1b and clause 8.6.1.2b. Now if you look at that clause, so let us go to that clause. So this is clause 8.6.1.1b. so if you look at that clause b, it says when only transverse stiffness are provided. So when transverse stiffness are provided, then look at the first case, that is when 3d greater than or equal to c greater than or equal to d, d by Tw less than or equal to 200 epsilon. So here there is a value of d by Tw, so let us look only at the first case. So generally the problem for plate girder with intermediate stiffness, we take the first case, that is d by Tw less than or equal to 200 epsilon. Then the value of c by d ratio can also be calculated, that is c by d ratio will be between 1 and 3. Similarly, if you look at clause 8.6.1.2b, in that b, if you look at second case, not first case, you have to look at second case, that is when c less than 1.5d, d by Tw less than or equal to 345 epsilon f. Not first case, in the 8.6.1.2b, second case you have to consider. So from both the cases you have to assume a d by Tw value and you have to assume a c by d value also. Then one important point to be noted is dimension of intermediate stiffener should satisfy the condition given in clause 8.7.2.4. So while solving the problem you will understand that. The check for buckling of stiffener is done as per clause 8.7.2.5. So while solving the problem I will mention what is that condition. Now let us do the question. Redesign the above plate girder using intermediate stiffeners. Connections need not be designed. Use post-critical method for design. So in the previous question our calculated M and calculated V is noted. So let us look into the previous question. You can look at this question like design a welded plate girder 24 meter span laterally resistant. So in this question maximum bending moment M value was calculated to be 11448 and V was calculated to be 1908. Now optimum depth of plate girder is calculated using the formula dmk by d equals mk by f by 0.33. Here k value has to be assumed. Then after assuming k value you have designed the flanges where m equals af f by d by gamma m naught. So the process is almost similar. The difference is the value of k is calculated from clause 8.6.1.1b and clause 8.6.1.2b instead of a. So from clause 8.6.1.1b for this case, because b is the case where intermediate stiffness are used. Now if d by Tw less than 200 epsilon, then 3d less greater than or equal to c greater than or equal to d, or in other words c by d ratio will be in between 3 and 1. How you get c by d ratio? You divided by d on both the sides. Okay, in the equation 3D greater than or equal to C greater than or equal to D, divide by D on all the sides, you will get C by D ratio in between 1 and 3 from the first condition. And from the second condition, that is 8.6.1.2b, if d by tw ratio less than 345 epsilon, C should be less than 1.5d. Now you have to combine both and you have to assume d by tw value and C by D value. So from the first case d by tw less than 200, second case d by tw less than 345. So let us assume d by tw as 180. And from the first case C by D value is between 1 and 3, and in the second case C by D should be less than 1.5. So the value from the second case it is less than 1.5, so I have assumed C by D as 1.4. So combining both, you have assumed the value of C by D and d by tw. So C by D ratio, what is C by D ratio? C represents the spacing of the transverse stiffness. So along a plate girder, the transverse stiffness are provided at regular intervals or regular spacings. So that spacings are denoted as the letter C. So everyone knows what is D. D is the depth of the web. Now D equals mk by Fi to the power 0.33. After assuming k value, so you have to calculate the value of D using that equation and Tw also. So the value of k, that is d by Tw, is 180, which is similar to that of previous question. So I have not done the similar calculation because the value of the D and Tw will be same. So the value of D calculated is 1871.9. I have approximated it as 2000, and Tw value is 10.95. So I have approximated it as 16. Now in the design of flange, using the similar procedure, m equals AF Fy d by gamma m naught. So here you are using the similar approach, like Bf by d equals 0.3. So Tf, first you calculated Bf is 600 and Tf is 50. It is similar to that of the previous question. Same procedure is adopted. Now what you are calculating C. Actually what is C? C by D ratio I have assumed it as 1.4. So D value is 2000. So C value will be 1.4 into 2000, that is 2800 mm. Now our next approach is how many stiffeners will be provided if you give spacing of 2800 mm. So number of stiffeners will be obviously total length of the beam divided by spacing of the stiffeners. The value comes out to be 8.5. But you know that number of a stiffener is actually will not contain any decimal point. So you have to approximate that 8.5. So approximate it to a larger value. So approximated it as 9. So totally there are 9 stiffeners. Now when 9 stiffeners are provided, there will be a slight change in the spacing. So what is that change? That is known as actual spacing. The actual spacing will be total length divided by number of stiffeners, that is 24,000 mm by 9, that is 2666.67 mm. So that is the actual spacing. So hope you understood how you calculated the actual spacing. So this is the procedure up to of calculating the spacing. So first you have to assume C by D, then calculate C, then calculate number of stiffeners, then calculate actual spacing. Okay, now next you have to calculate shear capacity of the web. Now what is shear capacity of the web? You have to go to clause 8.4.2.2. The same formula is there, that is VCR equals AV tau B using post critical method, and tau CR is KV pi square E by 12 1 minus mu square d by TW square. Now there is only one difference, so let us look into that clause and see what is that difference. So looking into this clause, tau CRE is KV pi square E. So what is KV? KV is 5.35 when transverse stiffness are provided only at supports, as I have already mentioned in the previous problem. This 5.35 is exclusively for the plate girders without transverse stiffness. Now when transverse stiffness are provided, there is C by D ratio. Now you know that the C by D ratio that is assumed is 1.4. so which is greater than 1. So when C by D is greater than 1, there is a formula for KV, and C by D ratio less than 1, there is another value. So for our case, C by D value is 1.4 that we have assumed, which is greater than or equal to 1. So we have to use KV equals 5.35 plus 4 divided by C by D whole square. The remaining all procedure is same. The only difference was in the value of KV. So after finding KV, find tau CR. So here in that C by D, you have provided actual C. Okay, the formula of in the formula of KV, you have provided 5.35 plus 4 by C by D square, where C is actual spacing. Okay, not don't write C by D as 1.4, which is the assumed value. Write down the actual values. So calculate tau CRE, then calculate lambda W, then calculate tau B, then calculate VCR, similar to that of plate girders, which is constructed without using transverse stiffeners. Now, now the thing is point to be remembered is the value of VCR will be less than V for this case. But for the case where plate girders are used without transverse stiffeners, the value of VCR was greater than V. Here always VCR will be less than V. That point has to be remembered because transverse stiffeners are used. That is the only reason why VCR is less than V. So that point has to be noted. So the final value of VCR is 686.9 and the value of V is actually 1908. So VCR is less than V. Now design of end bearing stiffener is same as done before, and check for buckling is same. Now everyone knows that end bearing stiffener has to be provided irrespective of whether the plate girder has transverse stiffeners or not. End bearing stiffener is compulsory for all the plate girders. So the design for end bearing is stiffener is same as that of the previous question. Okay, so I am not doing the same procedure here, same steps here. So here what you have to do, here you have to design intermediate transverse stiffness. So that means you have to select the size of an intermediate transverse stiffness and check that it satisfies the conditions. Now intermediate transverse stiffener, let us calculate, is calculated on the basis of condition given in clause 8.7.2.4. So let us go to that clause and check what is given. So if you can see 8.7.2.4, here there is a value that is given like if C by D greater than square root of 2, then IS will be greater than or equal to 0.75 dTW cube, and if C by D less than square root of 2, then IS will be greater than or equal to 1.5 d cube TW cube by C square. So everyone knows what is IS.